At Robinhood, we believe the financial system should be built to work for everyone. That's why we create products that let you start investing at your own pace on your own terms. I've got one thing to say to that: bollocks. Yeah, that's more like it. If you're an angry Robinhood trader whose account has been frozen this last week, I'm going to let you into a secret. That promise of Robinhood's, it is possible, and it does exist, and it's all made possible by decentralized finance. No KYC, no permission required, just trade. So if you're fed up with getting screwed by the big boys, or you're looking to gain exposure to stocks from parts of the world where that just isn't normally possible, then this video is for you. So let's learn how to trade synthetic stonks using Mirror Protocol. Welcome back to another Tuesday tutorial where I break down DeFi moves step by step. And before we go any further, let me ask you, did you know we have a Telegram channel? And did you know that's where we post all the latest videos and articles from the team? What do you do now? Check the link in the description below. And also, if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, why not? Now, the irony of the Robinhood situation is that had the app not existed, the GME squeeze wouldn't have been possible, and yet that same app is the very mechanism by which the Wall Street Bets posse were ultimately prevented from acting, because no matter how honorable or fair-minded Vlad and his merry band of impalers were, this is a centralized organization. There's an arbitration clause in the T's and C's, and yeah, like so much of everything in life, we serve at the pleasure of the king, and once the king turns against us, well then we're pretty much powerless. Except that we're not. We still do have one move left to us: DeFi, or rather, DeFi. Because in DeFi, ain't nobody going to freeze your account. Now, you're not going to be trading the actual stock, but a derivative version of it known as a synth. But I mean, this is nothing new. Synths are everywhere in traditional markets. So, if stonks are your jam, then let's approach the jar with a very large spoon and take a closer look at Mirror Protocol. So Mirror Protocol is a synthetics protocol providing on-chain price exposure to real-world assets. Basically, it's the stock market, but all based on the blockchain. And that means you can buy Apple, Amazon, and Tesla stocks 24/7 using crypto with a crypto wallet. But actually, you'll be buying M-asset versions of those stonks, but you get the idea. And guess what? You will soon be able to buy GME stonks with Mirror as well. Fancy that. And if you've heard of synthetics and think that's the biggest game in town, you might be surprised to learn that Mirror Protocol has actually surpassed synthetics in synth trading by volume. Not bad. So, are you ready? Let's dive into it. Now, there is a few things that you are going to need before we get started in this. One of them is UST, one of them is a Terra Station wallet, and you're going to need to have access to a KuCoin account. So, bear all that in mind before we start. So let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to do is go to Mirror.Finance, which is the Mirror website. And if we scroll down, we can find this bit, Trade Now. And we're going to go to the Mirror web app. That's going to open up a dashboard. And in that dashboard, we can see the M's assets, such as Microsoft, Netflix, Tesla, they're all here. So that's giving us an idea of what we can potentially trade today. And we can also see the M assets market cap, which is factored in UST. Now, UST is Terra USD. It's the Terra stablecoin. And Mirror is a layer 2 protocol built on top of Terra, and it leverages Terra USD as the collateral asset. And Terra USD is basically an algorithmic stablecoin. It's an interchain yield-bearing stablecoin. Crazy stuff. Too much to get into now, but it's actually pretty cool. Now, how do you get hold of it? Well, they recommend going to KuCoin. I think you can pick it up on Uniswap as a wrapped asset as well, but we did it on KuCoin. There's a few different markets there. You've got AVA, USDT, Luna, of course, DOT, USDC. So there's a few different markets to trade there. If you don't have a KuCoin account, you will have to open one, but it's very straightforward. Just remember to budget a bit of time when doing this, because depositing assets into KuCoin, withdrawing them takes time. So if you're in a hurry to do this, as we were this morning, don't be, because it will take some time. What you're also going to need, once you have your UST, is the Terra Station wallet. This is a Chrome extension. It's available here. Very, very simple to set up. And once you do that, it's kind of like MetaMask. You will have to write down a seed phrase, set up a wallet. And once you do that, you have the Terra figured address, which always starts with Terra. And then you can withdraw your KuCoin UST to that wallet. And there are 2 different flavors of UST. So make sure you're sending over the Terra flavored one, because we want Terra based assets in our Terra wallet. Obviously, now that we have all of that, and it took me a while to set this up this morning, but I have it now, and I have a wonderfully large sum of 134 UST in my wallet. I'm ready to go shopping. So I'm looking at the asset list, and there's a little part of me that's thinking, you know what? I'm going to go with a bit of silver. I'm going to join the hashtag silver squeeze gang. Because I'm also thinking that the tokenization of the hottest stonks like silver might be the driving force of Mirror's volume passing synthetics. But who knows? Who knows? When I'm buying my MSLV with my UST, the trade indicates the TerraSwap price, minimum amount of tokenized stonks I will receive, and the transaction fee. So I'm thinking I want to get like $100 worth of silver, sorry, 100 UST worth of silver. Which is going to give me 3.588915 for MSLV. This is, all I have to do now is click on confirm. So just to remind you here, when you click buy here, you're not actually buying silver, and you're not buying the stock silver. You're buying a tokenized version of that stock that is mirroring the actual price movements of that stock. Hence the name Mirror. So now I have to plug in my password, which I'm going to do now. And that is going to confirm. I've got to wait for the receipt. This should be pretty fast, and it was. So there we go. I've paid 100 UST. Transaction fee was 0.608 UST, so like 60 cents. Not terrible. And now if I go to my page, the price as well, 27.863 UST per MSLV. So I go to my page now, I go to my holdings, I can see that I have 27 UST. Sorry, if I go to my assets page now, I can see that I have iShares Silver's Trust, and it's all sitting there in my wallet. So I have successfully traded silver, trustlessly, permissionlessly, and it took a bit of time to get me set up, and it was frustrating, I'll be totally honest with you. But we were trying to do it via Uniswap and wrap tokens, and we weren't sure if they were going to work. And then Ethereum is charging today, so the cost of the transaction fees was so high. I was just like, this is crazy. I don't want to do this. However, the ease of doing that, because it was extremely easy, just makes you think, okay, well, actually, I can trade these stonks with great simplicity, basically. So obviously, this being DeFi, there are other things you can do. You can submit your tokenized stonks to a pool and become a liquidity provider, and that will reward you with LP tokens that you can then stake to earn Mirror tokens, MIR. So there's a whole bunch of composability that comes on top of just buying the asset or buying the derivative of the asset or buying the M asset. And that's the beauty of DeFi. It's composable. It gives you all this additional functionality. That means you can keep leveraging your assets in different ways, which you cannot do with a regular stonk. So there it is. We've done it. We've successfully bought iShares Silver Trust stonks with DeFi. And it really wasn't that difficult, except that it was to begin with. But once you get it set up, really not a problem at all. So there it is. Hope you found this useful. If you did, please go ahead and like, subscribe, turn on the bells and do all that stuff, and share this vid, because honestly, nobody likes to be frozen out.
A freeze is coming.
Nor should they. Now I'm gonna go and take this big spoon, find myself a big jar of jam and just get busy with it. Until then, I'll see you next week.